Welcome, guys. It's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. We're here at the Box Park in Croydon with Too Sharp, Denzel Bentley. How are you feeling today?
I'm all good, man. I'm good, man. Just here to support Isaac and Dan, and looking forward to a good show on Saturday, man. What's up?
We're here at, it's going to be at Selhurst Park, South London. So it's a home turf for both Isaac and Richard Riakporhe. How do you see that being an advantage for both guys going into their biggest fights today?
Yeah, massive advantage. I mean, these guys are going to have to come down and travel and, you know, sort out their fight week process where they're probably used to doing it at home comfortably, you know what I mean? So that's going to throw them off their game a little bit. I mean, we're not banking on that. We're banking to see the best version of them. In my case, obviously, I'm cool Richard, cool Chris. They're going to put on a great show, but in my case, I'm here for Isaac. I'm hoping we see the best version of Isaac. He's at home. He ain't got to travel nowhere. Everything's, you know, patterned out. Everything's good. Hopefully, Jack Massey struggles to the weight a little bit and gives Isaac a little advantage. But I think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, in terms of the atmosphere, it's a home crowd. These guys are going to sell loads of tickets and everyone's going to be rooting for them. And that energy from the crowd is going to bring on both the home fighters. So, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good night for both of them, I think.
So what problems do you see possibly for Jack Massey and Chris Billam-Smith presenting both Isaac? Well, let's start with Isaac Chamberlain. What problems do you see potentially Jack Massey presenting for Isaac? You know, he's been at heavyweight, coming down from cruiserweight. So, yeah, do you see any problems potentially there?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, like, he's a big, strong guy, you know what I mean? And that could be to Isaac's downfall. I mean, like, with Chris Billam, we all knew Chris Billam was a big, strong guy, and that's his game. He's going to take one to get back and give two. But Isaac fought his game. He tried to go macho for macho with him, and he didn't need to do that. If he does that with Jack Massey, he could come a little unstuck. You don't want to go macho for someone where that's their game. Take him out of his game. Isaac's movement's incredible. Isaac's got good boxing skills, he's got good movement, he's got a good jab. When he uses it, like he did against Vidal, you can't touch him. That's the best Isaac. So we need to see that version of Isaac in this fight. We need to see him moving, letting off his shots, doing what he wants to do. Don't let Jack Massey get into a close fight and start trying to drown him into deep waters. I mean, Isaac's got the tank and the physicality to go that way, but don't do it if you don't need it.
Mikel Lawal, by the way, not Vidal. You got the name. Yeah, no. Yeah. So then with Chris Billam-Smith, obviously, is chartered territory. They fought before, years ago for the British. Both have improved. So what problems do you see Chris now as an improved fighter and a champion potentially present in Richard Riakporhe?
They're both massively improved. There's going to be a different fight from the first one. In terms of Chris, he's come on more in his career. He's a world champion now. Whereas before, he was challenging for Richard's British title. Now Richard's challenging for Chris's world title. Chris is going to be more confident. Everyone says once you win a title, you up your game by that 10%. So we're going to see a much better version of Chris, a more confident Chris, a Chris that's more experienced. And that could be, you know, a bit of trouble for Richard, where Richard been inactive. But Richard, he's improved in the sense of he knows his strengths. Before, he tried to just be too physical and holding and trying too hard to knock you out. Now he's a bit more patient. He lands up that right hand. He knows his right hand's his killer shot. He lands up. He's just working with a jab. He's patient. He throws less shots, but they mean more. He's not trying to overthrow it and overcrowd his work no more. So they're both totally different fighters, especially with Richard. Richard just can't let Chris get too close to him. That's what Chris wants to do. And if he lands that money shot, then he could hurt Chris. I've never seen Chris get knocked out, so I can't say he's going to knock him out, but he would hurt him still.
Also on the card, we've got Ben Whittaker. He's in the ring right now against Ezra Arinyenke. Yeah, Nigeria. Yeah. So what do you think about that fight? Have you seen much of Ezra before, or do you know much about him?
I haven't, but someone that's pumped up and that eager to fight someone can only come in and put in a good performance. He's not going to come up to embarrass himself. So it's a good test and a good step for Ben. From Ben Whittaker's, now we're going to see the real side of Ben Whittaker. Like I'm saying, we're going to see the truth. We're going to see, I think we're going to see him turn up. I don't think we're going to see him get found out. I think we're going to see him turn up. I think this is something that's going to get, you know, something for him to get his teeth in, something for him to get excited about, and it's like, I'm going to show what I can do against those guys, against someone like you. Because even though you're at a certain level, you're not on my level, and I'm going to show that. And I think he's going to show that. So I think we're going to see a good performance from Ben Whittaker as well.
Also, we can't forget one of the man them from the ends. Dan Aziz is back on the card. So yeah, he's fighting Sepp. So yeah, what do you think about that fight and Dan coming back?
Yeah, man, my brother Dan, man, I'm happy to see him back. Happy to see him straight back into, you know, a good fight. He ain't doing too much. He's not taking too much time off. He's not letting the loss to actually get to him. He's straight in there. So I'm happy to see that. And I think we're going to see a good performance from Dan as well. Dan's been working on the rap. I ain't even seen Dan. And I used to see Dan all the time. So I know he's been working. He's been out in America with Buddy. Obviously they're back now, but I can't wait. I'm excited to see that fight as well. Like I said, I'm here for Dan and Isaac, so I'm gassed.
So, Leo, let's talk about you. You know, you got a nice comeback win, good knockout last time out on the Queensbury show. So, yeah, how did you feel? What sort of improvements do you feel you made? I see you working particularly on that shot in the changing room with Martin Bowers, and you landed the exact shot. I see, you know me, I'm a master aficionado. I watch these things. So, yeah, man, what is it? How have you been improving, and what's been going on lately?
I mean, like, for this fight, it was more a mental thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we had a game plan. That was a part of the game plan. It was more a mental thing because the last fight with Heaney just went all tits up, and I just weren't in the gym because of the situation with my son and stuff. But that's another story. But this was just like, alright, I'm going back to this fight. Am I carrying that baggage with me, or am I going to be clear-minded? So everything we worked on, I managed to get off. So I was happy with that. Like you said, that shot, that was something we worked on all camp, and it was like, yeah, just let it flow. So when it came, I didn't even realise I threw it until I watched it back, and I was like, look, Mark, that's the shot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just all came second nature. It was mad, but the body was the main target. We worked to aim for the body this fight, and everything came off, man. So I'm happy. It just means I'm improving, I'm listening, I'm learning, and I'm able to follow instructions. So I'm happy with that performance.
So what's next for you then? You know, it's onwards and upwards, and have you got any plans for the future? Any announcements coming soon?
Yeah, I'm out August. I ain't got an opponent yet, or what it's for, or where it'll be, or none of that stuff. But I'm out in August, and I'm working towards that now.
So how's things going with Martin Bowers and what's the brother with the thick neck? The Armenian brother. No, Eric Tamer. I know him from back in the day, so he knows it's all love.
Yeah, Eric Tamer. Yeah, no, good man. It's a nice place to be. They both bring different things to the table. Do you know what I mean? Like, where I've been fighting a lot of southpaws recently, it's perfect because Eric's a southpaw naturally from when he used to box. So I get a lot of like insight of what southpaws do and what they don't like and what they like from Eric himself. And obviously you got Martin that's been in the game years. That's my head coach, and he just showed me little things. And every time I do something wrong, he's there to correct me, and he's there to pick up little things. So it's a good little team. The gym's buzzing, everyone's good, man. So it's a good place to be right now.
Well, thank you very much, man, and congratulations on having a newborn. So yeah, man, and hope to see you soon, and wish you all the best for the future, man. It's Too Sharp, Bentley, it's Danny Glover for Fight Fan TV Live, and remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. You know where it is.